Something right now, so that's all that's in my mind, trying to win.
Play for each other, get a job done, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
You kidding me? Every time we are, we gotta score.
And Lamar Jackson does it again. I told you.
Can you say MVP?
At the end of the season, there's one happy team, and we're going to keep fighting until we are that one team.
The Ravens may have to play another playoff game without Zay Flowers, who's dealing with a knee injury and didn't practice Wednesday. There's an outside chance of playing Buffalo versus Josh Allen and the Bills in the divisional round Sunday night. Here's Lamar on his last playoff game versus Buffalo.
Think about that now going into this one?
I just saw it. Like I just see a little clip. They always like to post, like they like to throw that out, that little interception return. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that, though.
He's got the best energy. Stephen A., I know you're a wannabe meteorologist, but that's my role right now. So we're going to be dealing with some chilly temperatures. I just want everyone to be aware. Frigid Sunday in Orchard Park. It's expected to be 14 degrees with a real feel of 2 degrees, as you can see featured on my map right here. A lot on the line. But does this game mean more for Lamar or Josh Allen? That is the question, Stephen A. I also want to mention we have the one and only El Duncan here and Dan Orlovsky.
Thanks for joining us. The show already started, Dan.
I already gave the weather. Like, what's happening?
First of all, you called it a map. That's not a map.
It's definitely not a map.
Yep,
you're
correct.
right. Yep, you're accurate.
I don't know if you guys were watching this same
I haven't done the weather before in case you didn't know.
Great.
That was my first time.
You did fantastic.
All right.
A much better job than Stephen A. would have done.
I would like to say this on behalf of both Molly and Elle.
Yeah.
Most meteorologists are trying to look like y'all. So I'll give y'all dap on that.
Okay, thank you.
I'll give y'all that dap. D.O., how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I've never been better. Never been better in the history of my life. Let's go.
All right.
All right, that's like a little dramatic.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's very dramatic.
That was
very
hyperbolic.
dramatic.
That was hyperbolic.
In the history of your life.
Never been better.
Okay, awesome.
We're here.
I'd only be better if I were you. All right, tell me this. Does this game mean more for Lamar or Josh Allen, Stephen A. Smith?
I think it means more for Lamar. It's something that I said yesterday. I know that we're revisiting the subject today because Dan Orlovsky likes to disagree with me and show America how wrong he is. Quite often, I might add. I don't know why he does that, but it is what it is. When you look at Lamar Jackson, I mean, listen, we understand the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, but the greatness has already been cemented. Right now, a three-peat clearly would secure him as probably the greatest quarterback who ever played, but you got some people thinking about that right now. With Lamar Jackson, you talk about a two-time league MVP, and he's the only two-time league MVP of the 9 in NFL history who has yet to win a Super Bowl championship. Not to mention the fact Patrick Mahomes is in the same conference as him and continuously beats him. Not to mention the fact that Josh Allen, yes, he's lost to Lamar Jackson in the regular season, but in the postseason, he's already defeated Lamar Jackson. Those are two individuals that will be standing in Lamar Jackson's way until he does something about it, pretty much for his career. It's not like they're mired in the NFC someplace. You don't have to worry about seeing them till the Super Bowl. No, they're standing in his path. They are impediments, direct impediments to his success. If he overcomes that with the greatness that he already possesses and what he brings to the table, I don't think there's any question that there will be a new narrative created about Lamar Jackson, and we'll be mentioning him in the same breath as Patrick Mahomes. And that's why I say when you look at Lamar Jackson, this victory definitely means more. And remember, we haven't seen from Lamar Jackson in the postseason what we've seen at least once from Josh Allen in the postseason.
Okay, Danny boy, late to the party, but it's your turn.
Hold on. Did you say that we would be mentioning Lamar in the same breath as Patrick?
Yes.
Stephen A., stop. That's a different conversation. That's
no. I'm not. I apologize. I'm not talking about this. I'm saying if he would have win the AFC, go on and win the Super Bowl. I apologize. Of course, this victory means more, but you got to win this. This is what I'm saying. You got to get to that.
Just to be clear on that second sentiment, before we get back to the debate, is what you're trying to say is that if Lamar Jackson wins this Super Bowl, he's now in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes. We just want to get that on the record.
I'm saying we'll be talking about him and Patrick Mahomes as the two best quarterbacks in the National Football League. We'll be talking about that. Yes, we will.
Okay, all right.
We already do that.
That's a different clarification on that. I appreciate that, and I don't disagree with it. I'll say Josh Allen for a couple reasons, and I don't have a strong disagreement with this one. I have kind of very clearly intimated what this means for Lamar, and I'll do it again. later on, I'm sure. I think number one, Buffalo's never won one. Buffalo has never won a Super Bowl. They're obviously not going to get to the Super Bowl unless they get past Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens. So, like, the opportunity to finally bring one to Orchard Park and kind of get done what some of those teams in the 90s were so close to doing but not getting done with Jim Kelly, that's the story. The heartbreak of the organization and whatnot. And then also, if we context this season and performance by Josh, he's the first quarterback in the last 15 years of the NFL to have the opportunity to go win this Super Bowl and not have a player outside of himself in first or second All-Pro. I mean, the context of the season and the accomplishments of what that would represent is a big deal. This is a massive deal for either quarterback because of a lot of the narratives around them. Josh has dealt with heartbreak twice in the postseason when he's played outstanding to unbelievable football. And so I lean towards Josh having to get that monkey off of his back, Steve Young style, in regards to the performance of trying to go past a Lamar and then Patrick back-to-back weeks.
It sounds like, Danny O, you're talking about the unlikeliness of the bit. Here's the thing about you, Dan. I'm a huge fan of Dan Orlovsky. Such a huge fan, in fact, I consume almost everything that he does here at this network, including earlier on Get Up, and of course last week right here on First Take, when Danny O said that the best story in the NFL was Josh Allen because of the unlikelihood that he would be this good based on his weapons and where the team was and their seeding. So why then would this game mean more to him? If Lamar Jackson is the one who's having his entire legacy directly influenced by his ability to win a big game, of course it means more for Lamar Jackson. It does. Because the Bills, to your point, Danny O, shouldn't be here. They've got no all-pros except for Josh Allen. This feels like a little bit of an underdog story is what you're setting up for me. It's not the case with Lamar Jackson. This is the best team he's ever had. We talked about that last week. There are no excuses. If you cannot win with this team, people are going to really start wondering if you can win at all. I am so tired of this discourse and narrative surrounding, honestly, either one of them. Because to me, the frustrating part about this game is that on Monday, someone's got to win this game. And on Monday, we're going to take a look at the loser, and we're going to talk about their legacy, and we're going to pound them, and we're going to say they can't do this and they can't do that, and that's unfair. There are 4 players right now, 4 quarterbacks, Stephen A., that are playing at Hall of Fame levels in the NFL. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. One of those amazing quarterbacks is going to lose on Sunday, and we're going to say at 28 years old, Stephen A., well, can they ever win the big one? They're 28.
Have you been talking the season? Have you been talking Chris Candy and them? Are you trying to talk long enough so I can't get back at you? Because I got to help you out here, L. Duncan. I got to give this to you, okay? Let me help you out because people bring this up all the time. First of all, people like us in this business need to stop using the word unfair. As Molly would tell you, I got one of my best friends in the world. His name is Jeff Brown out in L.A. He says fair is a place where they judge picks. He says because he's in the warm weather, he ain't thinking about coming out to the cold, even though it's obviously L.A.'s got different issues right now, and we wish them all the best. Here's the deal. He's fine. His family's fine, thank God. The point is, he says fair is a place where they judge pigs. It doesn't exist. We got to stop, L. We got to stop, D.O. Everybody wants to talk about unfair. Well, guess what, L? When you're doing SportsCenter, is